Joey suddenly came to. Heavy breaths of air filled his lungs. He instantly noticed the air was moist, dense, with putrid stench. He could feel the air weighting itself around his exhausted body. Everything felt heavy. Darkness engulfed him. The area he was in felt big, almost cavernous. It wasn't long before he realized the surface he sat was on a soft, malleable to the touch. He placed his hands on the dense yet flexible surface and pushed down. When he lifted it back, the same flooring bounced back into its original position, as if he set a mold. His hand was wet and slightly sticky from the touch.
"Oh, fuck!"
Joey exclaimed in the hollow cavern. Hearing his voice bounce back and forth off the walls before slowly fading.
"I'm in my butthole again!"
This unfortunately happened many times before. Suddenly, Joey woke up again. It was all a dream.
"Thank God!"
Joey muttered under his breath. Before he could come to his senses, his door swung open. It was his mother. She instantly grew suspicious when she saw the sweat dripping down Joey's forehead.
"Butthole dripping again?"
She asked in a monotone.
Yeah.
Joey stammered.
"Sorry, I'm not fully awake."
He told his mother as he wiped the sweat from his brow.
"Good, and you'll never wake up!"
Shouted Joey's mother. She sounded as if a smoker had sex with a motorcycle.
"Oh, fuck! My mom's the devil again!"
This also seemed to happen too often to Joey. Must be a Tuesday. Joey's eyes shot open for the third time. In front of him stuck a blank white void.
"Well, at least I know I'm dreaming this time."
Joey said out loud as to warn another devilish mothers or ultimate beings. A voice boomed back from somewhere above him. It was the deepest thing he's ever heard. The sound of the boom reverberated in Joey's ears with a powerful feeling of bass. "Gooba! Foof dong! Hickory dong!" groaned the voice over the extents of the void. Joey couldn't understand the language it was speaking. All he knew is about to get interesting. Suddenly, 19 Goobas from the Mario Brothers rose from the light as if they were some sort of angelic zombie spawn.
"Oh, that's not that bad!"
Joey exclaimed.
"I've fought Goomba before!"
He said with some relief in his voice. Joey reached for his sword, but in its place he had a 14-inch dildo.
"Welp, this'll have to do!"
Joey said. He slid the dildo off his back, and with a bounce and a flick of the dick, began to slap Goombas with a powerful plastic force.
"Fuck you! You fucking turd people!"
Joey screamed while wildly thrashing the poor defenseless creatures. He didn't realize they weren't there to attack him. Joey opened his eyes again. He was somewhere warm, squishy, almost membrane-like. Wait.
"Butthole again!"
Joey said. Joey's eyes shot open from the disbelief dream. A brisk air bit the side of his face. He was somewhere cold. The wind roared in his ears. When he finally shook the blur in his eyes, he looked out to an expanse of a crowd. Hundreds, maybe thousands, stared back at him, pounding their fists in the air. They were chanting something, but it was indistinguishable due to the sheer size of them.
Hello there?"
Joey stammered into the microphone that stood before him. It silenced the crowd instantly. All that was left was the sound of the wind.
Where am I?"
Joey asked. His voice now boomed across the hiatus of chanting, reverberating off the walls. Joey was dumbfounded. The stadium of people broke into whispers. Joey took this time to look around him. They were in some sort of metal dome with an open roof. Banners hung on the walls, bright, vibrant red. They popped out from the dark exterior of the metal dome. He tried to hone his senses. Joey closed his eyes. Part of him wanted to go home, but he knew he needed to survive. He listened into the whispers. They were a foreign language. European.
"Oh shit, that's German!"
Joey said under his breath.
"Oh god damn it!"
Joey shouted into the microphone.
"I'm Hitler again, aren't I?"
The stadium erupted into a cheer.
"Hitler! Hitler! Hitler!"
It was repeated by the crowd, chanted by all, the one word they all understood. Joey, in a calm-like manner, reached into his pocket and pulled out a handgun, which he used to shoot himself in the front of the entire crowd. His calm expression remained on his face as his body slumped over and let out a large wooden thump when it hit the stage. Joey finally woke up in his room.
"Please don't let this be a dream! Please don't let this be a dream!"
Joey said to himself while closing his eyes and crossing his fingers. Suddenly, Terry Crews kicked in Joey's door, wearing only a Speedo.
Oh, god damn it!
Joey shouted,
Oh, Splash Body Wash! Eat it!
Terry Crews shouted in a violent tone and began running towards Joey, Old Spice shampoo in either hand. Before he could reach him, Joey closed his eyes, jumped out of his bed, and swiftly out the window of his room. When he hit the ground, it didn't hurt. He actually didn't feel anything at all. No bounce in his knees, no hand falling into place, no ground. Joey opened his eyes. He was falling into a void of pure black. It was dead silence. The noise of nothing. Joey wrenched his neck around to look over his shoulder. His house was gone. Suddenly, Joey's downfall turned into a gentle float. It was as if all gravity had been lost, and Joey was just free to swim around in the pool of nothing. Suddenly, he heard the voice of the Devil Mom in the distance of the void.
You'll never wake up! You'll never wake up!
It said in an echo. Out of nowhere, voices began to appear to his left too. Hitler! 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 Softly echoed somewhere in the distance to his left. Another voice appeared in front of him, closer than all the rest. Old Spice Body Wash! It was said before fading. The voices began to grow louder. New ones joined too. Goba, Flong, Duka, Hickory Dook! Said the booming voice. Suddenly, all the voices began to talk at once. Joey couldn't focus. Everything grew too fast. Everything was louder. 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 Joey couldn't take it at all. He screamed at the top of his lungs. So loud he drowned everything out. Suddenly, it was as if a mask lifted off his eyes. Actually, that's exactly what it was. A mask lifted off his eyes. He felt two pops from his ears. Earbuds popping out. He heard from beside him. Dude, shut the fuck up! You're gonna wake up your mom! Jacob stood there, with the VR headsets in his hands, looking down at Joey. Joey had been in his room his entire time. Jacob had just snuck in through the window and started playing his master playlist while Joey slept. It worked. Joey had the most realistic dreams he's ever had. On the other side, Jacob thought of some fucked up shit. Ah, dude, Jacob said in disappointment. You didn't even get to the WWE sex orgy, fucking damn it! Jacob said while looking at the floor. Oh well, good night, I'm off to watch hentai, Jacob said before jumping out the window. The fuck? Joey said. The end.